Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Wait a minute, girl, can you slow down? Wait a minute, girl, what's the rush now? I wanna introduce myself to you. My name is one-on-one, got you to prefer now. I like the way you put your fists together. I like the way you do your hair in the morning. I see why all the boys want you, girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into episode 22, Deuce of the Top of the Morning Show. I'm your host, JGTS. We have a very, very, very fun show lined up today as we will be talking about post-draft grades. We'll be talking about post-draft grades, winners and losers, and truth be told, as you still see me rocking the bucket hat, let me go ahead and flip that around the right way. There we go. There's no really true testament of who won, who lost, because we don't know that until they play. But I can try to do my best with being the judge of that. We also have NBA playoffs as Stephen Curry just went for 50. The DC Defenders won the Northern Division Championship, and they have a battle with, I want to say, Arlington again for the XFL Championship in 2 weeks. There's a ton of news coming out as we're bright and early, 9:06 on this Monday morning in the sports world. So let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into opening statements. So it is 48 degrees here in the DMV this morning. You know, slightly chilly, ain't too bad. Summer's right around the corner, you know what I'm saying? And that's when it starts to heat up. But right now, still a little chilly. But it ain't too bad. It ain't nothing that you can't deal with. You can go for a nice bike ride right now, nice jog, whatever. You can do all that. But getting into the sports world here, let's start with obviously the NFL. So the draft wrapped up, and all these analysts are starting to put out their post-draft grades and giving the winners and losers. And again, you can't truly tell who are the winners and losers of these drafts until these teams play for about maybe 2 years from now. 2 to 3 years from now is when you can really start to say who won and who lost. But right now, you really can't say much. I will say this, man. Let me start with the good, man. Oh, this hurts me so bad to say because they're my division rival, and I don't want to see nothing. I would love to see nothing more than that team to just flunk and just be trash and be horrible. But again, I'm a real sports fan. I love my team, okay, but I keep it real. God, the Eagles had an amazing draft, man. And it's not even necessarily from who they specifically drafted or who they didn't draft. It's just the moves they made. Their first round pick in Jalen Carter, who they got. Dog. All right. They got him to pair up with Jordan Davidson. They didn't care about the off the field issue. Obviously, he made a huge mistake, man, and I'm sure that's something that he regrets and wish he could take back, But that's one thing that their front office does. They look past that. They're not gonna allow one mistake, one incident, one thing define a player. Remember, Micah Parsons came out of the draft. They said he had character problems or something in college that happened. Like, teams that are that see the talent and see what these guys can be to your franchise. They look past that. And I'm not saying just completely ignore it, because that could be reasons to not want to draft certain players, but that can't be your mantra and your notion to every single player. That can't be your reasoning for not drafting every single caliber player. These players that have some problems, be the best players. Be the best players. Like, I understand, and I'm speaking more specifically for my team personally, but I understand you want to get the good guy, the blue collar guy, the work ethic of a 2-parent household. You want to get the good guy, but those aren't always the best players, man. The best players come from people that had a struggle, didn't have the greatest upbringing, but their work ethic is the reason is what got them here. So they ain't gonna take this opportunity for granted. No, they may be a little edgy. Yeah, they may be a little cocky. They may be a little arrogant at times, but they're ball players, all pro players, game changers. And again, I hate giving the Eagles credit, man, but that's what they do. That's what they've done as of late, and that's the reason why they're in the Super Bowl, they're in the playoffs it seems like every year, because they look past all of that stuff. Again, you don't want to completely ignore these signs, because it could be it's players out there where you draft all the talent in the world, but they're not good people, or they make poor choices. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's those people, but every single person it's not like that. We're humans. People make mistakes, and that could truly have just been one mistake that certain players have made, and that's not even them. That's not even them. You can't judge them because of that. You can't base their character off of one mistake. And teams like the Eagles are prime examples of that. Teams like the Cowboys are prime examples of that. Teams like the Patriots, they don't really want to base their full analysis off of how you are or one mistake. So the Eagles drafted Jalen Carter. Great move. Great move to pair him up with Jordan Davis, his former teammate. Then they draft Nolan Smith, edge, at 30. Some people had Nolan Smith going like 15. A lot of Eagles fans said they would have been fine if they drafted Nolan Smith at 10. But for the simple fact that they was able to get Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith in the same draft, in the same round, it's crazy. Then, you think the Eagles are done? You think the Eagles are done? No. Eagles are not done as they continue to stack up the Bulldogs on their roster, as they already got Nakobe Dean, all right, Jalen Carter, okay, Nolan Smith. They go out and trade for DeAndre Swift. As a Washington fan, I'm sitting there at the draft party, man, enjoying myself, having a good time in a sea of burgundy and gold. And I'm just like, what? Mind you, Howie Roseman, come before the draft even started, was willing and dealing with the Cardinals. But they traded for DeAndre Swift. And I'm just like, why don't my team do something like that? DeAndre Swift is a guy that is an amazing player, bro. And I understand the injury concerns are a problem. But with a guy like Swift, you're willing to take that chance with him. You're willing to bet on him. He's going back home to Philly, where he's from. So he's gonna do whatever it takes to take care of his body and stay healthy. And the talent is there, bro. He is a dog. We know this, bro. DeAndre Swift straight up dogged us up close and personal last year on the lines. Now we gotta face him 2 times a year. I just don't. Why don't my team be ballsy like that? Why don't we do things like that? I just don't get it. And that's been my thing, my whole fandom. Why aren't we the teams that does stuff like this? Like, the only time I genuinely could say my team has done some stuff similar to this is Josh Norman, because he was coming off of a really good year with the Panthers, and Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon. Like, those are like the few times where we actually did some ballsy moves and got studs and stars, and even those guys were like in the later stages of their careers and stuff like that. But I just be wondering, like, why can't my team do something like this, man? I just wish. But you thought they were done. You thought they were done, as what they say in Philly. What Meek Mill, Philly's own Meek Mill. What? Wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. I was champ. But hey, it is what it is. That's what they said. That's what Howie Roseman said, bro. He said it. Y'all thought I was done? No, I'm not. As they draft Keely Ringo, cornerback out of Georgia. They draft Keely Ringo. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, all these bulldogs. But it makes sense, bro. It makes sense. You're the Philadelphia Eagles. You just come off of a Super Bowl loss where Jalen Hurts has played his tail off, and you was in position to win. You know what I'm saying? And most teams aren't going to be this aggressive coming off of a Super Bowl loss because they feel like they can be back there again with the same roster. They can run it back. No, not the Eagles. Not Howie Roseman. God, man. And it makes sense because it's like, let me go to the best team from this past collegiate season and the national champions and see who's coming out of their draft. It makes sense. Champions going to championship caliber teams in the pros. It makes all of the sense in the world. I just pray that one day my team could just be like that. And I'm hoping with the new ownership, okay, with the new changes to the front office, my team could one day be like this, man. And again, I hate giving that I have to sit up here and give the Eagles credit, but that's what we're doing today. We're looking at winners of the NFL draft, potentially losers. We may get to the losers, but we could probably say that for Wednesday's show if we were, because there were some winners. And again, the Eagles, man. You know what was crazy? Just a couple years ago, NFL fans, Eagles fans more specifically, used to hate Howie Roseman. They used to hate Howie Roseman. And look at him now. Wheeling and dealing. So the Eagles, they definitely are winners of the draft, man. Winners of the draft, for sure. I'm hoping for my sake, for my team's sake, that they're not as good and just somehow they can't put it all together. I'm hoping it doesn't work out because I'm a Washington Commanders fan, as you can see from the background, and I'm just hoping it doesn't work out for them. But I'm already knowing, bro. And they're young, bro. Yeah, they got Brandon Graham, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Darius Slade. You know, they got older guys, but they're young at the most important position. They just paid Jalen Hurts all the money. They're young at the most important position, so they're going to be relevant for a while. AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, like they're young at the most important position. I'm hoping for my sake, though, again, that they just find a way to not put it together. You know? But next team, stand in Pennsylvania. I'm not from Pennsylvania, so I don't know what side. I'm going to go ahead and say Pittsburgh is north. I'm going to go ahead and say that's north. Right? And let me know, y'all, if y'all listening out there live. Am I right with my geography? Pittsburgh is north. Right? North. So you go from Philly and you head about 3 hours north to Steelers Nation, to Pittsburgh town, to Terrible Towers and what's more of a Pittsburgh thing? I'm not even sure. I don't even know what's a Pittsburgh thing. But Pittsburgh Steelers. Another team where when you hear they put together a really good draft, you shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised. This is a well-oiled machine in Pittsburgh. This is a organization that is just always ran good. Like, I don't even remember. And again, I'm young, so I don't remember a lot of back then. But all my years, bro, the Steelers are always relevant. You know, they're always good. And even when they had these past couple years where they've been like not Steelers standards and, you know, years where they missed the playoffs or just missed out, they're not terrible. And it could be with Duck Hodges. It could be with Landry Jones. It could be with a plethora of terrible quarterbacks. Michael Vick at a later age, bro. Like, they could be terrible, but they're never terrible. And that is just a gesture and praise of what Mike Tomlin has done with that culture, bro. They can put out the worst kind of roster, and I guarantee Mike Tomlin's going to find a way to win at least 7 games. At least 7 games. Well-oiled machine in Pittsburgh. So, what the Steelers did, okay, Pittsburgh, with their first overall pick, they took offensive tackle Broderick Jones out of Georgia. So one Pennsylvania team take all the Bulldogs. Another Pennsylvania team kicks off their draft with taking a Bulldog. While all the Bulldogs going to Pennsylvania, man. Broderick Jones is going to be the tackle of the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's great. They got Kenny Pickett last year, they quarterback of the future. They need a protection for him. They need somebody that's going to protect him. And I believe he's a versatile tackle, too. I think he can play left and right, if I'm not mistaken. But good pick, okay? Great pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then, the even better pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers with the 33rd overall pick. Because, you know, Miami ain't have a pick this year. So, technically, that 33rd overall pick is the 32nd overall pick, which technically is the last pick of the first round. So, technically, the Pittsburgh Steelers were still in the first round. They draft Joey Porter Jr. Great pick, man. Great pick for the kind of player you're getting, the kind of value you just got. Great pick for the Steelers. I personally think he's going to be really good, and he's going to fit right there in the Pittsburgh culture. Okay, his dad played for the Steelers, I believe, so that's the family connection. So look at how it all works out, comes full circle, right? I think they just lost Cam Sutton this offseason, I believe. He's with Detroit now. William Jackson never panned out, So they got a guy. Okay. Why do I feel like Pittsburgh have another cornerback that I'm missing out on? Because I feel like he was really good last year. Was he a rookie? I don't know. I feel like I'm missing out on a really good corner they had last year. Maybe y'all can remind me. Then they select defensive tackle Kenyon Benton. Keanu Benton. Sorry, I butchered his name. Defensive tackle, man. Solid pick. Cam Hayward getting older. That interior's getting older. They're still productive, but they ain't gonna be here forever. So getting a potential guy that can come in and thrust right into that role would be great for them. Then they get tight end Darnell Washington. A lot of people thought Darnell Washington was going to go early second round, potentially early third. I even saw some people saying if you in the later first round, you could potentially take him. And what is that? Yet another Bulldog. Yet another Georgia Bulldog standing in the state of Pennsylvania. Crazy. Then they take linebacker Nick Herbig. I remember I was thinking about him coming to Washington. They had a really good draft, man. Then they got another cornerback, Corey Trice, and guard/tackle Spencer Anderson, who I know about. Man, this is the first draft with GM Omar Khan, bro. And they did a really good job, bro. Really, really good job. This hurts me again as the next team I'm about to talk about that had a really, really good draft. The New York Giants. Oh my God, bro. The whole division, everybody got it good, especially the Giants and the Eagles, bro. The Giants, they was in the later 20s. I'm trying to remember. Did they end up trading back? I think Jacksonville came up a pick before them, and they went back one and was still able to draft Deonte Banks, man. That's tough because Deonte Banks is a dog. I think he's gonna be really good in the next level. And I remember I had us picking him at 16. Or in a potential trade back scenario. So for them to get him, I was like, but they needed a corner. Then they took John Michael Schmidt, center. So they're trying to bolster that offensive line, continue to bolster that offensive line with Evan Neal, with Andrew Thomas. Then now you throw him in the mix for a potential starting spot at center. I believe he's going to be their starter. They drafted him in the early rounds, so I'm assuming. Then they got wide receiver Jalen Hyatt. Great pickup. Tennessee, I believe. Great pickup, man. You want to know what's crazy? The Giants go from no weapons to having some options there and for weapons, right? They made it to the playoffs with Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones carrying a weight with Richie James and Hodges and Bellinger. Like, to see them make the playoffs and get a playoff victory and moving all in the right direction in year one just makes me even more pissed as a Washington fan sitting here watching this, man. Like, What is my team doing? What is it that we're not doing that Doug Peterson and Brian Dable, they come right in. Brian Dable come right in. Team to the playoff victory. And you look at that offensive talent, and you're like, how? And yeah, they had a soft schedule. Everybody knew if they got in the playoffs, they wanted to see Minnesota because they knew it was an easy out for real. Like, they knew Minnesota wasn't really prepared to make a deep playoff run, especially with that defense, right? So I'm not going to act like the Giants are just this world beat up a team, but they essentially had the same schedule as my Commanders, right? We couldn't beat them. We tied them, and then we lost at home, right? That's all. That was all with no weapons, right? Now you got Saquon back on a franchise tag for 1 year at least. You got Daniel Jones. You re-sign him to a long-term contract. You then go out and get traded for Darren Waller. Then you go out there and you sign, I want to say, Purse Campbell. And you go out there and get the linebacker also from the Colts. And yeah, you got your guy, what's the guy towards ACL? Wan'Dale Robinson coming back. And you got Jalen Hyatt now. And I'm pretty sure they like what they saw from Hodges, who really earned him a roster spot. You see how they continue to just get better. As a Washington fan, I just sit back and just be like, man, I just hope and pray that one day my team is like that. I like the excitement. You know what I'm saying? Like, Washington, our draft may ultimately turn out to be great, right? It may be great, but it was a boring draft, especially so since it was so unpredictable. It was unpredictable, but predictable in a sense. Like, it was unpredictable for the players that we were going to get, but it was predictable from the positions that we got, that we addressed, right? It was boring though, because they didn't do anything that the fans thought they were going to. And again, I'm not saying they should be following fans and listening to what the fans should do, but for the most part, nobody knew what Washington was going to do. And the excitement that these other front offices in the division are doing is just like, wow. Trading up, trading back, trading players, trading for game changes and guys that's going to help you potentially win a Super Bowl. Like that Darren Waller trade, he is going to come in and be amazing for the Giants. That is a player that can help you win a Super Bowl. Trading for A.J. Brown last year, that's a player that's going to help you win a Super Bowl. Right? When are we going to make a move like that? Right? Hopefully Sam Howell is that guy. Right? And we found our franchise quarterback, because I would love nothing more than that. I would love nothing more than finally saying, hey, we found our franchise guy and we got him in the 5th round. I would love to say that. But where's the excitement? Where's the willing and dealing? And I know our front office is old, man. We don't got nobody that's going to be like that, bro. But like, God, I just wish. I wish, and I'm hoping that our draft turns out to be great. It could, because we didn't draft terrible players. We didn't draft trash players. You know what I'm saying? Just probably not what other teams would have done or have done. You know what I'm saying? We're drafting Super Bowl winning caliber, all pro caliber players. You feel me? You know, but they had a really good draft too, man, and that pains me because again, that's 2 out of the 4 teams in the division that I've discussed this morning that has had a really, really good draft, man. Next team. Okay. I want to say the Seattle Seahawks had a pretty good draft, if I can remember correctly. They obviously took Devin Witherspoon in the fifth, with the 5th overall pick, right? Seattle now has a really good secondary, with Tariq Woolen, having him potential defensive rookie of the year. I know a lot of people believe he probably should have won it over Sauce, but you got now Devin Witherspoon, you got Kobe Bryant, you got Jamal Adams coming back, you got Quandre Diggs coming back. That secondary is amazing in Seattle, bro. That secondary is outstanding. Then, pick 20, you draft wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State to pair with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. You got Kenneth Walker back healthy. Seattle did a really good job, especially in the first 2 rounds, man. They got a dog, bro. They got 2 dogs. And Devin Witherspoon and Smith-Njigba. Devin Witherspoon, bro, he gonna come right in and fit the Seahawks personality. Hard-nosed, rough, play with all your heart. You know what I'm saying? That's what Seattle draft. That's what it's all about, playing in Seattle, right? Round 2, they go ahead and get Derek Hall, outside linebacker. Auburn, pretty good pick. They lost one of their linebackers, even though I think he was more so on the inside. They lost one of their linebackers. We got him, Cody Barton, in the offseason, free agency. So they definitely replaced him, or at least added a linebacker to their group, right? They got running back Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA. Pair him up with Kenneth Walker. Got them a guard. Got defensive tackle Cam Young. They did a pretty good job. And you want to know a team that has to be beating themselves up about this? The Denver Broncos. Because last year, before the season started, Denver, they traded away their first round pick, thinking, oh, we got Russ. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be picking at least 25 next year. So Seattle, they don't even got to worry about Seattle getting somebody that's going to be crazy good. Boy, could they have never been more wrong. Thanks to the Broncos, Seattle got them a top 5 pick and could have potentially used that on a quarterback. Then they go ahead and get another wide receiver added to that room. Man, I know Denver is just kicking themselves. But who knows? Excuse me. Russell Wilson can finally put it together this year. Oh man, I hate when that happens. the water goes down the wrong way. Maybe Russell Wilson can fix it this year. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, clearly Seattle won that trade. Clearly. So hats off to Pete Carroll, John Schneider. I think I called him John Lynch. I think I called him the 49ers GM last time. But I knew who I was talking about, but I think I mixed up John Lynch and John Schneider. But hats off to them and then that staff. They did a really good job. I like what the Texans did too. Okay, especially the first 2 rounds, getting the potential quarterback of the future. You know, getting Will Anderson, Juice Struggs, getting Tank Dell. I like Tank Dell, very fast wide receiver. They needed more wide receiver help. They getting John Mechie back, so they could potentially do some solid work. You know, this season. It's all about building there in Houston. So this year 1 of it, and they're off to a really good start though. So I like what Houston did. Let's see who else. I think that may be all lit though for like off the top of my head of what I can truly remember. I think that's like probably like majority of the winners that I could think of. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this time to ask you guys to do me a favor as you're listening out there. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn on post notifications so you get notified when the next episode of At the Top of the Morning goes live. If you're listening on the podcast, the platforms, if you don't mind leaving your boy a 5-star rating, that would truly help it out a lot. I love this show. You know what I'm saying? It feels great to be back doing it. And, you know, as we get more and more popular and more people start to check us out, you know, things will get better, more topics get better. We'll transition away from just NFL. We'll start talking about all sports. But I know right now the NFL and the Washington Commanders is what truly all of my followers and supporters and people are interested in. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, I love talking about the NFL and, you know, my Washington Commanders. But, you know, I definitely would love to use this specific show to, you know, talk about other sports if you're interested. But, you know, NFL is going to be always the main topic, you know, and it ain't never going nowhere. So use this time to please hit that like button, subscribe button, post notifications. You know, it's all free. It's all free. This is probably one of the only few platforms that's left out there that's free, that's going to allow you to support your fellow peers and your fellow content creators and fellow sports fans like yourself for free. You know, you don't gotta subscribe to no newsletter that's gonna charge you $4.99 a month. You hit that red subscribe button, it's free. FREE. That is probably if you do a survey, that's probably the world's favorite word. Let me know I'm lying. Let me know if I'm lying. Is that not your favorite word? That's my favorite word. Yeah, I hear free. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm looking. So subscribing to YouTube channels are completely free. Subscribing here is completely free. So do yourself a favor. Promise you won't regret it. Now, as we cross the 40-minute mark, let's go ahead and get to the shout out segment. Or actually, is the shout out segment a little too early? Should we save that for the final topic? We might save that for the final topic. Let's see what else I got to talk about here. The Heat take game 1 from the Knicks. Pretty solid game. I'm really surprised as how far the Heat have made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously I didn't pick them to beat Milwaukee. I didn't think they was gonna beat Milwaukee, but I like they did it. And then to take game 1 at Madison Square Garden in front of that Rockets crowd, that's great. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler is such a dog. 25 points yesterday. You know, they had some help from Bam. 16, Gabe Vincent with 20. You know, the Heat never puts together a team that is just like full of noticeable players, but they always get it done. Kyle Lowry, 18, coming off the bench. They lost Tyler Hero for the year, so obviously they need some more scoring, and they still find a way to get it done. But it's game 1. I think that series has a chance to go 7. And then in the West, the Warriors, they close out the series in 7 as they beat the Kings 120-100. And Steph Curry gave him a 50 piece. Not 50, not 50, a 50 piece. He gave him a 50 piece. You know what I'm saying? Curry, man, 35. Everybody wants to talk about LeBron's greatness and what he's doing at 38, and rightfully so. Probably, like, let's be real, the greatest player to ever play basketball. I know y'all still probably gonna say Michael Jordan, but like literally statistically, LeBron James is the greatest player to ever play basketball. But man, what Steph Curry is doing at 35 is crazy too, man. And to think this era is almost over. To think this is what I grew up on. And in a couple of years from now, probably like 2 to 3, 5 tops, I'm real loud gonna sit back here and say I grew up on Curry, LeBron, Kobe, like KD. When these people retire, man, that's gonna be crazy. This is gonna be back in the day for me. That is crazy. This crazy to think. I'm gonna be 35 and I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, back when I was growing up, Curry was that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? What's even more crazy about that is that these dudes' careers are winding down and they still playing at high levels. How many more years does LeBron have? Now, I know he said he isn't going to retire until he play with his son. So he got at least 2 more in him because I think he's going to be one and done. I don't know if it's smart for him to be one and done as far as his NBA career, but I think he'll be one and done. I think he's going to college this year, so I think LeBron got at least 2 years left in him because that's the goal he has. Curry, 35. How long does he got left? You know, KD, 33, 34? 34 years old. Westbrook, probably what 30, 33, 34-2. Harden, like all these people, bro. How many years do we genuinely have left of this era of basketball, man? It's crazy. But they still balling. Curry just dropped 50. Moved this team into the second round of the playoffs, and they playing my Lakers. So, sorry, y'all run is going to have to come to a screeching halt. But you can't deny greatness. So now with that being said, that's quick little basketball for you. It's only 2 games, so we're now going to transition into the final period of the show. Get your comments ready. Anything you want me to answer, anything you want me to talk about, comment it down below. As we'll take the final 10 minutes of the show to acknowledge the chat. So if you're listening out there live, this is why it's important that you come listen to live at 9 in the morning or morning time. That's why it's important for you to do that, because you already know you're going to find a way to get your name read out loud on the air. But nevertheless, if you're listening and post live, I still love you. Still appreciate you. But let's get it. Let's go ahead and get right into the shout out segment. You like that switch up, huh? Yeah. All right. First person, Ian Frequency. Appreciate you for listening to Top of the Morning. He said, it's Juan Gotti. Yes, sir. What's going on? It's your boy Juan Gotti live in the flesh, man. Episode Deuce of the Top of the Morning Show podcast. Ian also says Casimir Allen. Casimir Allen. With the he says for a second comment. Yeah, the undrafted free agent, man. He could be the Washington Commanders return, man. Yeah, I'll make a video on him here soon, but I didn't want to rush to make a video on him. Just kind of didn't really know much about him. I want to take my time. Hey, I'm digging the switch up. Y'all like this? I'm digging the switch up. Okay, I like this. I like the music. You know what I'm saying? All right. Jumping back into it. Ian also says, yep, Swift 2 sheesh. Yeah, I'm saying, bro. Philly killed the draft, man. And it pains me to say that, because clearly we want them to fail as Washington. We don't want to see them do good, but if you're gonna be a fan, be real, be a realist. That's what I hope. There's nothing wrong with loving your team. There's nothing wrong with rooting for your team. You feel me? But the best fans to me are the ones that are real. Like I'm a realist. I call it how I see it. I call it how it is. Let me hear this. Let me hear this switch up right quick, though. I'm digging it. Let's hear this right quick. We good? Let's hear it. Okay, yeah. I just had to check the audio. Because I'm digging. I don't know if y'all feeling this background music. Maybe because it's the headphones that got it going. Maybe it's the headphones that make it sound better than what it is. You feel me? But yeah, man, they got DeAndre Swift, man. They killed the draft. I want to get me an NFC. I might devote the next stream to an NFC East draft review. So of our Commanders, of the Eagles, of the Giants, of the Cowboys. I want to get people on the show too. Maybe not the top of the morning show because I know a lot of people may not be available in the morning. But at some point, you know, I want to get a stream together with an Eagles fan, a Cowboys fan, a Giants fan, probably one-on-one maybe, or we could do it or one-on-one, and then we could all do one together at some point. I got some things up the sleeve, man, but I definitely would love to get some more insight on these division rivals because you got to keep it close. Mickey Link, what's good, Mickey Link? Appreciate you for coming through, listening to the top of the morning on this beautiful Monday morning. Mickey says, yeah, the Eagles have been very aggressive. That they have, man. That they have. Again, it's tough because I don't want to see them do good. But you got to acknowledge the truth. Got to acknowledge it. Door Gunner. Shout out to Door Gunner. I appreciate you for listening to Top of the Morning. Thank you so much, Door Gunner. He says, teams just give stuff to Howie. I don't get it, man. Isn't that how it feels? Teams just give it away to Howie. He says, here, Howie, have it. We don't want it. Give us the bare minimum in return. Give us a bag of chips. You can have our potential star player. I don't know. Maybe Howie got a spell on these guys. You know, maybe Howie got something on these guys that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? That's what it definitely feels like. Ian Frequency says Philadelphia Bulldogs. Yeah, man. You know, remember how they used to call us the Washington Crimson Tide because all the Bama guys we got, but that fails into comparison to what they got. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, we got John Allen, we got Deron Payne, we had Ryan Anderson, Cam Sims. Like we had a couple, but the Eagles they might as well change their name to the Bulldogs, bro. They getting all the Georgia Bulldogs, and this probably ain't even gonna be the only draft they do that. They might make a trade for Matt Stafford. No, I'm kidding. Ian Frequency says Pittsburgh awesome, drafted awesome, but I don't know if Pickett is it. Yeah, I think Pickett's good. I think especially with him, you know, having that college experience, coming out of Pitt, and then getting that 1 year under his belt last year. I think Kenny Pickett's gonna be good, man. I don't think the hand size is gonna be an issue at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think Pickett's gonna be good. Then I had George Pickens as wide receiver 1. I think they'll be just fine. DMS Sports. Shout out to you, DMS Sports. I appreciate you for listening to the Top of the Morning show this morning. He says, great draft by them. If Sam Howell plays good and the enemy play calling is good, we have a playoff roster. You got to think Ron and Del Rio are like year 4. They done building. True, and I've said that. Our roster has been good enough to make it to the playoffs for the past 2 years. Last year for me was the year though, because as Ron Rivera likes to say, it takes 3 to 5 years to build a culture, right? That's what he loves to say. So last year for me was it. Last year was the year where I'm like, all right, Ron, this is the year when I have true expectations for the first year. Year 1, we didn't expect much because we were bad. You were trying to come in and turn a roster around. It was just so happens that the rest of the division was terrible too, and we just fell into a playoff berth. But we genuinely know that wasn't really nothing, right? Then in 21, that was year 2. Still early in the rebuild, right? Still don't got our quarterback. So again, not expecting much, but you go out, you extend Terry, you extend John, you extend Deron this past season. You know what I'm saying? You got Montez Sweat. You go out and draft John Dotson. You go ahead and You bring in some more D lineman help. You go ahead and you also added a plethora of tight ends. You know what I'm saying? You go out and get a running back and Brian Robinson, right? So I'm like, okay, this is the year. This is the year. That year didn't go as planned. Again, no quarterback. This year, you extend the run. Okay. You basically announced Sam Howell as the starter. You got Tur, you got Jahan, you got Curtis, you got Deami. You got Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. The most important thing I just said though was quarterback. Because all these guys been here. They just ain't have a quarterback. Now you got a quarterback. So this is the year for it. Truth be told. But appreciate you for the comment. DMS Sports. Big Simple 422. Shout out to my guy Big Simple 422. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out Big Simple. He says I give it a C+. You talking about our draft or the Eagles draft? Because if you're talking about our draft, I give it a C+ too. It's average. It's average with a ton of upside. DMS Sports says, I think the draft could have ended up great. They drafted scheme. I think the draft could have ended up great. They drafted scheme guys, but positional value is an F. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? I don't hate this draft. Like, I don't completely think it's just trash and none of these players have any upside. No, that's not what I think. I know they drafted based off of upside and potential, but you don't even know if you're gonna be here to see the upside and potential of these guys. That's the problem. And I agree with you. Value was low. Was low. Right? Again, don't got a problem that you drafted scheme fit. Again, they just went the whole opposite way. Like, nobody expected them to do this. Like, especially with a guy like Christian Gonzalez sitting there, like, they just went according to their board, and I can't be mad at it. Again, I don't hate this draft. I don't dislike Emmanuel Forbes. I don't dislike Quan Martin. I don't dislike because they did what I wanted them to do. If we're being real, like they got a corner. I wanted a corner. They got a guard. I wanted a guard. They got a center. Okay, they got a linebacker. Like, they did what I wanted them to do. Now, it wasn't the player/round I would have preferred it to be. However, they technically did what I was asking them to do. So, technically speaking, I personally can't be that hard on them, but I will be hard on them because some of the guys that they let up and had access to, you know. Ian Frequency says, my favorite pick of them all is Stromberg and Rodriguez Jr. Excited to see them in the enemy offense. If I had to pick a favorite pick from this bunch, let's think. Who would I say? I'm trying to think. Who would I say our favorite or my favorite pick was from this past draft? I'm trying to see. Oh, that's a tough one. I do like what Gonzalez. I'm not Gonzalez. Rodriguez could bring. Definitely. Excited to see what he can be. You know, I love AG though, so I'm hoping AG, you know, still gonna be heavily involved in the offense, which I expect him to. But that's tough. I don't know if I have a favorite pick. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite pick. Maybe Quan Martin. Maybe Quan, but again, I don't think I have a favorite pick. I don't think I have a favorite pick. Big Simple says Henry, my first name, so he's definitely gonna be definitely gonna be exciting. He's gonna definitely exceed expectations. All right, that's cool. He's talking about the edge that we drafted out of Clemson. So hopefully that is true. Big Simple. KJ Henry. DMS says, man, I was hoping Houston could get JSN, but they made good picks. Yeah, I thought JSN would have been a good spot for them too. That's before I knew they was going. That's before I saw that they drafted up, the 3. I thought they would have took JSN at probably like 12, but they drafted up for Will Anderson. So Bloodshot Sports, appreciate you for listening to Top of the Morning this morning at 9. Well, it's 10:05 now, but 9 is when we went live. Bloodshot Sports says, who is your favorite draft pick for us? One, make sure you guys go ahead and check out Bloodshot Sports too if you haven't already. As I recently just mentioned, I don't think I have a favorite draft pick, Maybe Quan Martin, maybe Chris Rodriguez. I don't know if I have a favorite pick from this past draft. Alante Earthridge, what's going on, Alante? Appreciate you for listening to Drive in the Morning. He says, what's up, Juan? What's up, Alante? Appreciate you for coming through. Darnell Jenkins, my Cowboys fans up in here, or Cowboys fans. At least the one that's stuck around. I know there's a few Cowboys fans out there that likes to troll me here and there. Only when I talk about them, though. Shout out to my guy, Darnell Jenkins. I appreciate you. And I got back to your email, so I appreciate you for reaching out. Darnell Jenkins says, that was cool. That was a cool fun fact. I didn't know you were a Lakers fan. I was a Lakers fan until Kobe retired. Now I root for KD. That's my old classmate from high school. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's how I am really. I'm a Lakers fan because I was a Kobe fan all my life. Like, he was my favorite player growing up, so I was just a Lakers fan off that. And after he retired, I just stuck with the Lakers, just as just like my team, really, But I'm not gonna say like how I am about my Commanders. I wouldn't say that's how I am about the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like no diehard. Like, to me, I used to be a diehard like Lakers fan, NBA fan, but overall, to me, the NBA product just isn't the same anymore. Like, it used to be way more exciting back like 2012 to like 2016, that era, and like before, like when LeBron was on the Heat, KD, James Harden on the Cat, on the Thunder, my Lakers, Paul Gasol, Kobe Bryant, Metta World Peace, and Derek Fisher, like that year, Steve Nash, like that was like, for me, prime basketball, bro. Like, that I just loved it so much. Like, I mean, I always loved the NFL and the Commanders. Like, that was always number one, even when I was in my prime of, like, loving basketball and whatnot. But basketball, that, for me, was, like, the prime, bro. Like, I dang near watched 82 games, But, yeah, I'm a Lakers fan, man, because of Kobe. Kobe was my guy. Oh, Big Simple. Okay, Big Simple says he gives the Washington Commanders a C+. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Big Simple. I get a Commanders about a C+ too. Anybody named Henry always has success in the NFL. Besides one guy as of late. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna speak on him, but we know he didn't pan out. Let's just put it that way. Bloodshot Sports says, will Ron save his job this year? Oh, good question. I don't know. Right? I personally am a part of the fan base. It's like, all right, if Ron go out there and win us 12 games this year, we win a playoff game, and things are finally looking like they're trending in the right direction, and Sam Howell look like he's the guy, I think new ownership is going to keep him around. But it's also the flip side. Like, with the new ownership, they might want to bring in their own guy regardless of the results of this season. So I don't know. That's tough right now to answer, man. That's tough. Big Simple says, Bloodshot Sports, we lit. Shout out to you, Big Simple. Thank you so much for coming through. All right, y'all. So that's going to do it for me for episode 22 of the Top of the Morning Show podcast. Great episode. I appreciate y'all for coming through. If you had any kind of topics you would like to see me talk about and discover and explore in future episodes of Top of the Morning, don't hesitate to leave them down below in the comment section. Hit me up on my email for video ideas / stream topics. Hit me up in the community post. You know where to find me. But one last time, I'm gonna ask you guys, do me a solid. Like this stream, like the podcast, like the videos, and share them out. Get more people in here. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Again, it is totally free to do all of that. It's totally free to show support. It does not cost you a thing. So please support the show. Please support the channel, as we got a lot of content coming out for you guys, as I will be really working hard to get my channel growing, because that's what I want to do. And we built this together. I didn't do it by myself. You guys built this program and this platform, and this is just another block that we're trying to grow together. And I know we can do it. Continuing to grow the Top of the Morning Show and the podcast. So again, I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy today. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Like, comment, subscribe, share out everything. See you guys back here Wednesday morning, live. Episode 23 of the Top of the Morning Show. Thank you so much. Love you all. Have a good one. Stay safe. Peace.